For the panelists, if I would say, we do have Mr. Habib Husain, who will be talking just next to me. And Mr. Hussain is the co-founder and chief marketing officer at Hats Off Private Limited. He drives the marketing and new business division at the digital marketing agency. With more than 10 years of experience in digital marketing space, he's the recognized amongst the top 50 most influential strategy leaders in 2019 by the World Marketing Congress at the Mobile and Digital Marketing Summit. Over to you, Mr. Hussain.
Yes. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, great. So I'll just quickly brief you about myself more in detail. So I've been running a digital agency since 9 years plus. Okay. We are three business partners. I handle new business. Tahir handles the tech. Shabir handles the creative. When we wanted to start our business, actually, we were thinking about various different ideas, what to do, not to do, but we wanted to start something of our own. So we had different things, whether we should get into traditional business, new media, or traditional advertising, or what kind of stuff which we can work across. So hats off is Hussain, Abbas, Tahir, Shabir. We were four partners, now we are three. So the idea was when 9 years back, we were very active on the internet, but we saw a lot of potential coming across, that it's going to be easy for accessibility for people, brands reaching out to people. And when we started pushing across to brands for digital services, so they were pretty reluctant initial years, like if a competitor is very active on the internet, so why should we do? If we're already doing print, television, outdoor, then why do we have to get active on the internet? But the tables turned around after a decade, after half a decade, and we saw a lot of businesses, be it from individuals to startup to mid-sized companies to large organization, coming across on digital and making their mark over it. So we found out, that we will only focus on the internet, on the digital, and not get across on traditional advertising. The reason is we figured out, that we could reach to the targeted people. Second is we could engage with people. Third is we could run customized campaigns. Fourth is we could go global. Fifth is we could measure any campaign compared to any other medium of advertising. And plus, when we started the business, the cost of business was also very low. We just needed a laptop, internet, and scout with few ideas and meet people and convince them. So initially 1 year was very difficult for us, to convince people on digital, but now the tables have turned around and people are focusing more towards it. And plus the lockdown has also, the pandemic has also helped our business to groom ourselves in terms of building up ideas, thoughts on digital. So I'll just quickly give you some glimpses on how we crack certain deals and what did we do, and some practicality of experience in terms of campaign and research and in terms of search and influencers, how they work across with us. So yeah. So the first campaign when we were approached by a company called DY Works, it's one of the largest branding agency in India. So they told us, Hussain, we have a brand called an oil brand, and we want something, an idea where we can engage with people. Simple was the brief what they told us. So then we came out with a run-of-a-mill idea, initially, that, health is, wealth is health, and something, cholesterol-free. And so a lot of monotony ideas were given, but it didn't convince the client. So one of my creative guy then, so he immediately Googled about the things, what can be done for an oil brand. So here I'm telling about the process, the creative guys go through, in building up, wow campaigns. So the first idea which came across is don't be heartless, be fartless. So he was telling about that if you want to work on your stomach, your gastrics, so how do you have a well balanced health was the focus on. So the idea was to convince in a way is one is to engage with people, to reach out to people, to create their virality. Okay, that was the idea. And then we started asking people questions, so food promotes farting because you can't digest them. So we started asking questions in different ways, okay, and we ran a fart test over here. So how does your fart sound like? So people had to give a sound test also over this. It was just to create that interactivity with people. So how often do you fart, and the impact of your fart, So when we started giving all these questions to people, we went to the brand, and we told them that this is the idea what we want to work across. So we thought that either it is going to make us or break us. So when we started pitching to the brand, they told that they were silent for a few seconds, for a few minutes, in fact, and the idea was struck with them, and we ran the campaign successfully across India and globally on this. So the question list came across: does it embarrass you? What is the reason of it, and do you want to stop, do you wish to stop? And here comes the solution what we started giving across to people. So idea was to not only engage, but to give out ideated solutions and people to share your campaign with others. So that was the idea what we had come across. And when your consumers are themselves becoming influencers for you, for sharing across your product, that is the time your campaign has won the market, rather than you constantly pushing for your ads, your campaigns, and it is, and your consumer themselves are not able to have conversation. So here you lose out some of the market. So ideally is we focus towards, the idea of any of our campaign is not only get ROI, the return of investment, but a return of engagement also is very much important. So these are the ideas where brands need to focus on uh, to create engaging campaigns. Now, when we ran this campaign, so we got around more than 10 lakh plus impressions organically. We ran no media ad campaigns, nothing. It all went organic. So organic is when you don't run paid media and people start having conversation with your campaign. There is where you build up the reach. So the idea was we reduced our cost. Okay, the application was built up for few lakhs, but there was no media spend over here. So the spend, when it got reduced and the reach and virality increased, that is the time where the campaign has won for us. So instead of advertising on print, television, outdoor, here is what our focus was on digital and creating an app and creating engagement out of it. So this was the idea what one we focus on social media. So as Samiksha mentioned, that our focus has to be on the content, constant engagement with the consumer. How do we engage, when do we engage, what kind of a campaigns you run across, how to keep a track of all your campaigns is very important. Metrics are already available online in different forms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but the impact of the campaign is also very important, be it you are into B2B, B2C, etc. is important. Now I will give you another tactic what we use in business, etc. um, so when we run any campaign, on search, on organic search, I'll give you a live example. So we knew that there are a lot of digital agencies in the market. There are more than 400 plus digital agencies in India, particularly. Be it from freelancers to small setup of 5-10 people to a setup of 200-300 people, and larger media agencies also owning for it. So when we talk about search, organic search, on Google, so when people search on Google what they need and where they need, it's simple, right? And your website has to turn up on Google. There across it builds up traffic. Once the traffic builds up, you start getting inquiries and you start making more business out of it. Simple. So we knew that there are a lot of social media agencies, digital agencies, SEO agencies, email marketing agencies, then content marketing companies, etc. So we try to tap in certain keywords on Google, where we started to think about, okay, this service might, the other agencies might not able to offer. Let's offer this to the customer. So if we are able to crack a particular service to a customer, then it becomes more easier for them to buy more services from us. So for example, over here is when we were doing our research on SEO, on what keywords we need to focus on, okay, and how do we build up the traffic. So So if there is a lot of competition, lot of search, then it becomes very difficult for a website to turn up on Google. So that becomes a bit challenging over here to get more organic traffic. But if you have a particular service and which others are not able to offer, and there is a lot of search for that particular service, then eventually you might win the market. So like for example, we were focused on one particular service to get um, so can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So when I say over here is okay, let me go. So yeah. So can you see hats off digital on top, right? So we rank in India number one for this particular service. So daily we get about like more than 40 to 50 inquiries only via this particular service. And such ways we build up such interesting services on digital, where we started ranking on top on Google and started getting more inquiries. So our inquiries with this particular service has increased from daily from 10 to 12 to more than 50 or 100 per day. We are getting inquiries only for this particular services from brands. So I'm talking about B2B as a service where others are not able to offer, and when you start getting ranked on Google, that's where it helps you out to build more business with them. So now if you are able to offer a service where others are not able to offer, and you can entice a customer with that particular service, definitely he will be more comfortable in terms of buying your other products or services. So this is the insight. What I wanted to tell you is we did not use this as a tactic, but in fact we use as a strategy on a long-term basis. Okay. Another part is Samiksha put up details on social media influencers, email marketing, e-commerce, mobile apps. So one more particular where I talk about Wikipedia as a service when I say. So if I type Tata Group, Tata Power Wikipedia, if I say, okay, so Tata Power has a Wikipedia page. Now, why does a company require a Wikipedia page? Okay, the first thing is when people search on Google, the first thing comes your Wikipedia page as a company, where you think as an encyclopedia about the organization or a personality or maybe a brand. It might be so. The first thing comes the Wikipedia page. Then comes your Google listing, website, your social media links, your PR links, etc. That's how the format of Google works. Now, for example, how Wikipedia is unlike a website or say a blog or say a social media page. So when you are the admin on all these three pages, okay, you can add, delete, edit content. Okay, but on Wikipedia, anybody can create content, anybody can add content, delete content, provided that you have reference articles with you. Say, for example, if I say Tata Power Limited over here, okay, and after every sentence, you'll see a full stop, you'll see a number over here. When you click on that number, it takes you to all the reference articles over here. So the reference article shows that you are a notable personality or an organization. Okay, we can create a Wikipedia page for you. Okay, so the language of the content on Wikipedia is also as per Wikipedia guidelines. You cannot create an advertorial content, but it has to be more editorial for the organization. It has to be on a more encyclopedic style of it. So when we started offering this service to customers, to brands, etc., we must have done more than 400 plus Wikipedia pages in 9 years. So what is that they are benefiting out of it, so we figured it out that there was an increment in the traffic of more than 40 to 50% on the website. So that became like a trigger for the client. Okay, we need to keep constantly updating our Wikipedia pages, okay, be it for a subsidiary brand or a conglomerate or a group company, etc. So backlinks also keeps on increasing, and thereafter we start getting more inquiries and searchability also. So these are certain tactics, where when you work with a brand and build up a portfolio of yourself or the company on Wikipedia, it helps you out to build your brand, as well as to build up trust, as well as to get more searchability, and plus getting all your data at one place on a Wikipedia page helps you out, to increase your trust with the customer more. So these are certain tactics when I told about, Wikipedia, SEO, or say an innovative campaign on social media is very much important. Now when we say is, if you are wanting to learn about digital, see, digital is one way, is it requires a constant learning curve. You cannot say that you've learned through a college school or say a course, etc., but it requires constant learning of different platforms, be it say your TikTok, be it say your Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. So they keep on updating a lot of their product services in terms of how do you engage with your brand as well as with customers. So Facebook office in Mumbai, they offer regular workshops every month. You get an invite over it, and they call you, and they tell you is like, how well you can work on your Facebook live or Instagram live. Okay, that's what they teach when they come up with new products or services. So these are my simple takes, guys, on SEO, Wikipedia, and innovative campaigns on social media. Yes. So yeah, I am sure right now with these basics. Yes, Pangaji. Hello.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Yes, I think you can. Yes, you can.
Thank you so much, Habib. I'm sure everybody has gotten information and insight, and I'm sure having a Wikipedia page and having a Wikipedia account, this thing is more reliable than running the advertisements on digital media.
Yes.
So next up,